Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Casino Grove and made possible by
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadeliver's.com to learn more.
Plus by viewers and members like you.
Coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake, the man in charge of all things grand. And this place takes camping to a luxurious level. Plus, beautiful sunsets are offered on this menu along with tasty drinks and scrumptious treats. All this and more coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake. And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake at the Regatta. Hello, I'm Christy Wallace. Living Grand on Grand Lake would not be possible without the help of the Grand River Dam Authority. So we wanted to spend a little time with the president and CEO of GRDA, Dan Sullivan. He's been leading GRDA since 2011. As a former state senator, he's seen many changes over the years, and he has some great news to share about a very grand future.
So water draws people, and we certainly have the opportunity to work with a lot of interests, not only on Grand Lake, but Lake Hudson and the scenic rivers. Particularly in this COVID environment, our numbers have been well above what we've seen in the past. Last year was a difficult year because of all the rain, and this year has provided a lot of economic activities. The boat counts have been up even during the week. The fascinating thing, I've spent a lot of time thinking about some of this year. We're at our 80th anniversary of the completion of the dam. So there's been lake activity on Grand Lake for 80 years now, and you wonder what about the people that thought of the idea of putting a hydroelectric facility there, putting a dam in. Would they be able to envision what we have today? And I think it's probably outstripped anyone's imagination to see all of the development, all of the activity that is becoming more of a year-round. We've added a lot of activity related to the rock crawling below the dam, where the people are coming down and utilizing that, and some of the what was off-season but now becoming a 12-month cycle. And with the COVID bringing people, keeping them closer to home, we've really seen this maturation of the level of investment, the level of opportunities that are there. The level of recreational activity on a lake is always a big thing, but what we've seen, particularly in the last 10 years, has been a tremendous evolution of that process. You see different kinds of boats, you see more wake boats and other things that weren't even technologically there 10 years ago, but it's really shown that people love to get outside. They love the opportunity to enjoy that time with their family, get out on the water, and we're just really happy to see it. So one of the big things that we're going through right now is the relicensing with FERC for the Pensacola Dam, and that's a huge project. We're probably spending anywhere from $10 to $15 million to relicense a facility that's been there for 80 years. And I know that sounds a little unusual to people, and it is in a way, but we're looking forward to finishing that project, getting a new license in place. that allows us to continue to operate the lake and the powerhouse that supports all of those activities. If we didn't sell electricity, it would be difficult for us to do what we do. But that also creates the opportunity for us to continue to look at how do we balance the power generation with recreation, with the flood control efforts that the Corps of Engineers are responsible for. All of those competing interests. It's not just the water recreation, it's the wildlife and other things that are part of it that we continue to look at. And cultural resources is a big part of this. And so we're going through the first big study of the entire boundary of the lake. And for the Native American tribes, that's a big part of the process that we're working with them to complete, because they want those resources kept intact and kept sacred for their purposes, and we're happy to work with them in that regard. Well, we see that as a success. Every time we have big events on the lake and safe events on the lake, our focus has been, we try to be user-friendly to people that are out on the lake. We want them to see our law enforcement in particular as a resource, not a hindrance. And we've really seen a lot of large crowds this summer, but with very little problems. And that's what we want to continue to see. So we feel like our presence there, particularly in the law enforcement side, has helped keep some of the nonsense down to a minimum. And people recognize that we're there to create an environment where people want to bring their families and enjoy what's going on the lake. And so we see that as a real success as more and more activities are happening.
To follow lake levels, look up rules and regulations, or to learn more about GRDA's efforts in environmental stewardship and economic development, visit grda.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Hey Oklahoma, it is Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell, and this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake. At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadelivers.com to learn more.
One of the things that's really important that will keep you safe is Grand Lake is 66 miles long. So if you're going to come to the lake for the day, let your friends know where you're going, what part of the lake you're going to be on. And even if you're on the lake and you're going out for the day, let your family members that stay behind, know what part of the lake you're going to and when you intend to return. That's important in case something happens and we need to come look for you. To go along with that, life jackets are just an absolute essential part of having a great day at the lake. If you get in the water, put your life jacket on. If you're under the age of 13 and you're in a boat under 26 feet, you have to have a life jacket on. That's the law. And so what we encourage is for people to get their life jackets out, and if they're not going to wear it, at least stow it at their feet. So if something happens, they can grab their life jacket before they go into the water. It'll make all the difference between having a safe day and a tragic day. So it's very simple. Remember to tell somebody where you're going, what you're doing, when you're going to be back, and bring your life jackets with you and have a great day at the lake.
And now for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Summer's over, but the fun isn't. The 37th Annual Pelican Festival is all set to go Thursday through Sunday, October 8th through the 11th. a carnival by Funtime Shows, arts and crafts, a car show, and much more. To get all the details, visit GrandLakeFun.com. Other favorite stops you'll continue to find still open and ready to serve you during your time at Grand Lake include Angela and her daughter Lindsay, plus the rest of the family continue to tempt your sweet tooth at their new location. You'll find a little bit of all the right stuff for every occasion. Give them a call at 918-676-6892. A fairway sure to please the entire family is now open and ready for your gang to play for bragging rights. Honey Creek Mini Golf has everything to make a wonderful family outing for virtually any day of the week. Visit them at honeycreekadventures.com to learn more. Drake's Restaurant is still serving up some of the best fried catfish, chicken fried steak, and pie that you'll find anywhere in Oklahoma. I think you'll want to come find out for yourself or call ahead at 918-786-4089. These and all your favorite spots in and around the lake are being safe, but available to make your visit to Grand Lake this season as memorable as any year. Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Casino Grove.
For many people, camping is their favorite pastime. For others, they travel full-time exploring the country in their luxurious motor coaches. Thanks to a new luxury waterfront RV resort, Grand Lake will soon be home to more campers and coaches alike looking for a high-end experience. The Regatta at Grand Lake has opened to rave reviews from guests as well as a community that's excited to see a once run-down waterfront resort completely transformed into a gorgeous lakeside oasis.
We found this place about a year and a half ago, and we had gone to a great dinner. It was a full moon out. It was a summer night.
Well, we had been dating for a while and had been looking around for a different business opportunity.
And we drove the convertible out here to just watch the moon on the water.
And had pulled out onto the point and was listening to some music and realized what an incredible piece of property this was.
We thought how fabulous it would be if we could ever own this place and share it with others.
And it was for sale, but it had a contract on it.
So just on a wing and a prayer, we turned in a backup offer and it got accepted. So we were so excited. We couldn't believe it was really going to happen.
I was a full-time RVer for 5 years, traveled all over the country to a lot of RV resorts. And there's a lot of really nice high-end RV resorts, but the one thing most of them were missing was the service component to make it like a 5-star resort.
But yet fun and always something new happening.
So all of our sites have outdoor patio furniture, outdoor kitchens. They'll eventually have a 60-inch TV, a covered portico.
Say, for example, you don't want to go out for dinner. You can just get on the app that we've developed, order your dinner, and it comes straight to your site, along with s'mores or whatever you might be interested in.
We also have a margarita cart that comes around once a day, kind of an adult version of the ice cream shop. And it's just going to be a fun place to come hang out and relax, but it's going to be an experience unlike you've ever had anywhere else.
It was a love story. I had owned a toter home, which is an 18-wheeler that's converted into a luxury motor coach. Mark had had 4 Newells, which are high-end luxury RVs.
Actually, the RVer runs the gambit of everybody. You have the people who like to go out and tent camp, and you have the people who go out and spend several $1 million on a motor coach. It just raises the gambit, but everybody has the same common theme, is they like to have their own stuff with them and like to go out and experience the outdoors. The amenities here at the Regatta are really, really unique. We're really geared more towards the adult type situation. We have, the golf carts that you can rent. We have e-bikes, so if you want to drive up and down over Sailboat Bridge, you can have a wonderful experience doing that. If you have paddle boards, kayaks, we have all that kind of stuff so you can enjoy the water. We also have the ability that if you want to bring your own boat, we have private boat ramps on site that we can, launch your boat with, and docks that you can also go ahead and leave your boats in the water overnight with. So with the other relationships we have with some of the other great people here in Grove, fishing guide services or the casinos or whatever. If you and your friends want to go to the casino for the evening, hop in our limo. We'll run you on over to the casino for the night. Make sure you guys have a good time and a safe drive back.
We not only wanted this 5-star experience for our RV and motor coach clients, we wanted to share that with our community that has been so wonderful to us. So in that, we developed the Pour House. It is open to the public. It's about 8,000 square feet of restaurant, bar, rooftop area, and we just are so excited to share that with our community to make a wonderful place on the water for our locals as well as the guests that come in.
The greatest and neatest thing about the RVing community is the ability to work remotely. But to be able to work remotely, you have to have basically internet and Wi-Fi service. Here at the Regatta, we went ahead and brought in fiber optics to every one of our access points inside the park. So you have a whole gig up and a whole gig down download and upload speed. And that's going to allow anybody who has to stream video or do remote conference or anything else, you'll be able to stay here longer and work from our site and enjoy your trip a little better.
There's been a ton of support from the community as well. We are so delighted that the city, the fire department, the police department, and all the city entities have been wonderful to us as we've put in the infrastructure and all of the things that we've accomplished here. So our community's been fabulous, and we're so excited to give back to them, from tax revenue to additional tourism for all of our friends and neighbors that are also in business.
This is a dream. We saw the piece of property and saw what it could be, and Teresa and I together have come up with what we feel is the ultimate RV resort right here in Grove, Oklahoma, and we're excited to share it. And Grand Lake Grove in Oklahoma can be the #1 tourist destination in the country, and we're excited to be a part of that.
To reserve a night in paradise or learn more about what this luxurious resort has to offer, visit theregattaongrand.com for more information. You can also learn more about all things Grand by watching past episodes of Living Grand on Grand Lake. Visit us online at rsu.tv and click on shows, or follow us on Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by...
The Regatta on Grand is so amazing. We knew we could not cover everything in just one segment. Not only does the Regatta offer spectacular views and luxurious RV spots, but they also feature a fabulous restaurant complete with a rooftop bar. The sunset views are breathtaking and the food is delicious. We're excited to take you on a tour of the Pour House at the Regatta.
My husband and I are both owners with Mark and Teresa. We actually own a coffee shop down in downtown Grove, Grand Lake Coffee Co. And when we first started all of this, it was supposed to be a coffee shop, another little coffee shop in town, closer to the lake. And then we all decided that we had this big, beautiful building here, and we thought it would be a better idea to utilize that and create something that Grove has never seen before. So the design of this all came to us. Honestly, I believe it was trial and error, and I think it was good taste. Teresa has a really good eye. I believe I do as well. We really like that farmhouse style, the farmhouse chic look. I think Joanna Gaines would be proud of us here, I would hope. But we really came together and thought that let's do something fun, a little bit modern, but very welcoming and warming to this area. Working with my spouse is actually fun. We have a great time. We've been really lucky to work together throughout our whole relationship. So he trained racehorses for a really long time, and we ran a barn together and a stable together, and we've just worked really well together day in and day out. So we're pretty fortunate to have that.
Well, she had moved up from Texas, and I had just returned home from Australia from the horse racing tracks, working there.
Our families actually were best friends. So we grew up knowing each other and things like that. And our families rodeoed together. And so we have quite a bit of a history between both of our families.
And the rest is history, basically. Well, she's Italian. So it seems that she already has a genetic code for cooking, I think. But a lot of this food is, you know, a collection of where we've been.
All of these actual recipes and items that are on our menu, we both have collectively come together and brought to the table here. And they're recipes that I cook frequently in our home, and recipes that mean a lot to us. So there's a lot of heart and soul definitely in this menu. What I served you all today was a couple select dishes from our menu. I did present you with the chicken gnocchi, the chicken pesto gnocchi. That is sauteed chicken tenderloins served over a bed of pan-seared gnocchi in olive oil. The next item that I served you all was our blueberry marinated New York strip steak, and that is marinated in a French blueberry jam. And it is served pan-seared as well over a bed of roasted asparagus. Our next item that we had served was a blackened catfish. We figured since we're on the lake, we better serve some fish and some fresh catfish as well. And we used our house-made blackened seasoning over a bed of sweet lemon rice. Our last item that we served you guys was the poorhouse burger. And that's something that nobody has ever seen around here. It's a stuffed burger with a mild cheese in the center, sauteed onions, jalapenos, and sweet peppers, and it's topped with our spicy 3-pepper Colby Jack cheese. So when our guest is able to cut it in half, that melty cheese is revealed, and it's pretty cool to see what people think about that.
We have an awesome pastry chef, Maddie, who comes from Alabama, lives right on the border of Georgia. She brings a lot of her southern taste with her, and she's very, very good. Her meringues are unbelievably well. That's what she sold us on, was her meringues, and everybody should come try one.
We had a mimosa flight. That's something that we do on the weekends. We do Saturday and Sunday brunch. We do mimosas and crepes. So we let our guests select 4 actual mimosas, and we get to serve them to them in mini flight glasses so they're able to taste everything prior to ordering a full mimosa. The biggest thing about the Poorhouse that we all came together with collectively is outsourcing local. All of our spirits, all of our wine and things like that, our beer especially, everything local, from a local distillery to a local brewery. We serve all of our beers on tap are from local craft beers. We will have the downstairs as our restaurant. It will have the full menu, our upstairs rooftop bar that will have a bar menu with appetizers and a full bar up there as well. We have indoor and outdoor entertainment. We try to have 1 to 2 bands a weekend come out and play. We're really excited to bring an entertainment aspect back to Grand Lake.
To learn more about the Poorhouse, follow them on Facebook or visit theregattaongrand.com. Well, that's all we have for this week's episode of Living Grand on Grand Lake. Tune in next week as we continue to explore all things grand. I'm Christy Wallace. Thanks for watching.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake. It's wonderful.
Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Casino Grove and made possible by
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadeliver's.com to learn more.
Also by
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
and by viewers and members like you.